Hello, everyone, and thank you so much for tuning into the Boxing Authorities. Joining me, as always, Luther Dupree Jr., Smoking Jim Frazier, and my name is Claudio Relsano. Did you ever shake a champagne bottle or a pop bottle and shake it, and the thing wants to explode? Well, that's Mr. Dupree here. He wants to explode here in about 2 minutes. But instead of going to him first, we're going to go to Smoking Jim Frazier. And what the hell happened to your boy Anthony Cassius Clay Joshua?
Don't you ever say that again.
He lost. I told you he's exploding.
I'm sorry.
He lost. He's exploding. He's ready to go. We're shaking him up. He lost big time, unanimous decision to a blown up cruiserweight. The floor, as they say in law, the floor is yours.
You mean the guy that's big as Evander Holyfield or bigger? But
What
hey,
are you
listen, this is it.
talking
I told you guys this is the greatest era of heavyweight boxing I've ever seen. You know what I mean? Joe Louis was 69-3. You know what I mean? Was he a bum? Muhammad Ali had 5 losses. You know, Joe Frazier had 4 losses and a tie. Sonny Liston 4 losses. Foreman 5 losses. Were they bums? One of the greatest boxers I ever seen in my life was Jersey Joe Walcott. He had 18 losses. You know what I mean? Ken Norton, who shouldn't be in the Hall of Fame, had 7 losses and a tie. Floyd Patterson, a great fighter and Olympic champion, 8 losses and a tie. Holyfield, 10 losses. Evander Holyfield, 10 losses and probably 2 no contests. Klitschko, 5 losses. Larry Holmes had 6 losses, Claudio. Jack Dempsey, the great Jack Dempsey, had 6 losses and 9 draws. Lennox Lewis, 2 knockouts, where he still don't know where he's at, in a draw. Just a couple more.
All right.
Mike Tyson, 6 losses and 2 no contests.
Maybe he'll get to the point.
Michael Spinks, 1 loss. Michael Moore, 4 losses, and not counting the Charleroi beatdown. So no, I'm not discouraged. He fought an undefeated fighter, Olympic champion, a great fighter. The rematch is on, so he's still writing his history.
Jim,
The doctor is spin.
you should be ashamed of yourself. You need to put those glasses on when you watch
Now
Anthony
he's gonna
Joshua.
explode. Go ahead.
Listen, Smoking Jim, you owe me, you know everybody in the world an apology because you sold us a bunch of lies. You said Anthony Cassius Clay Joshua. I was the one who said he didn't have it before the Andy Ruiz loss. I was the one who said that he should try to walk down Usyk, but he didn't. He looked soft. We have some footage out there. You're the big guy. He's backing up to a pumped-up cruiserweight. We're talking about Usyk is a very great boxer. But how many knockouts does he have at heavyweight? None. Well, he almost had one this Saturday. Joshua, big as he is, running backwards, getting hit. He has no movement. I don't know what you see in him. He's big, he's slow, he's stiff. I call him the robot. He has nothing in there. He's fighting the wrong style. You should not be getting pushed around by a cruiserweight coming up. Derek Chisora looked better against Usyk than this guy. Witherspoon looked better.
Sure did.
Joshua is unsure of himself, and now we see why that they didn't want him to fight Wilder. They didn't want him to fight Luis Ortiz because he's not who you sold us. He doesn't have a chin. I don't think he has a good heart. I don't think he really likes, he doesn't look like he wants to box. He never sells out, and his chin is very shaky. Look at this big guy, almost got knocked out in the 12th round, running backwards. Now, Usyk is doing this to him. What would Ortiz do to him? What would Wilder do to him? What would Fury do to him? I think his training, I think he needs a new trainer, but I just don't think he has it, Jim. I told you that from the very beginning. Eat this humble pie. You're not going to sit here and compare him to Cassius Clay, Muhammad Ali, or any of those other guys, Jim. You don't want to admit when you're wrong. You were completely wrong, and that's why you lost big this weekend. I told you he's not who you thought he was, and he proved it.
Did I tell you? He was ready to explode. Luther, I'm with you on a lot of the points.
And we're,
I'm sorry,
one thing,
go ahead. Sure.
and every one of those heavyweight things where you had him at number 1, that was all lies. Where you had him above Evander, above Lennox Lewis, above all these other ones, that was all fake news. JMZ, Smokepedia, with those fake
before
facts.
I go on, I'll let you do the rebuttal.
He has none.
Evander had 10 losses.
No.
You want him below Evander's 10 losses?
They fought the best of their era.
But let me
He
say
didn't
this.
fight the best of his era. He didn't fight Fury.
You're
he
right.
didn't fight Wilder. He didn't fight Ortiz. He didn't fight any of these top guys because they moved him a certain way to make people like you and old media think he was something he wasn't.
So you get 10 losses because you fight
We're not
somebody
talking. We're talking
good.
about who he fought.
But it's
he
not
didn't
just
fight
that
the
he
tough
lost,
guys.
and I think
It's
you'll
how
agree with me.
He lost. He got. We saw him
What's the
lose a
first thing
number of
you
ways.
said to me?
He got. I said his chin was
Well, no,
questionable.
and when
I
we
said
sent
his
a
heart.
text, you said he didn't sell out.
He didn't sell out. he
didn't want it.
sell out.
My thing was-
and I've never seen a heavyweight or any boxer so happy to lose
Yeah,
a fight.
twice.
You know,
Ruiz
against
and this
Andy
time.
Ruiz, sitting there, hand on, smiling. I'm like, it's like the pressure's gone.
Right.
I lost the belt. I don't have to carry this weight on me anymore. It's pretty depressing.
Okay,
and Jim.
Doctor of Psychiatry.
No, I'm just saying it's pretty bad.
No,
I've
it's
never seen
obvious.
somebody that happy to take a loss.
When he beat Klitschko, okay, he got knocked down, but he came back. He was hungry. Okay, when you have that kind of money, you have that kind of bank, that kind of
Let's go
distance.
was 55
But-
years
but
old.
My point is, though,
and
I'm
almost
talking
knocked
about,
out
I'm talking about
Joshua.
Joshua was hungry then. Now, as you know, we talked about
Fighting
before the show,
old guys.
there's no eye of the tiger. He doesn't seem like he wants it anymore. That's the first thing you said to me. Is he the most skilled guy? I think he's got a punch. I mean, he marked up Usyk pretty good. Doesn't have a chin, but I don't think he wants it anymore. How many times have you in the audience said, man, I want to hit the number? Like I think the jackpot now for the Powerball is 500 million. You hit for 500 million, are you going to be hungry to go to work again? You know what I'm trying to say? And especially in boxing, where you have to get hit in training, and then you go in the ring, you know you're going to get hit. It takes a special man to be a special person now with female boxing to have all that money, all those belts, and to continue to want to fight. When you have all that money. I think that's what happened to him. Now, he won the Ruiz rematch because he was hungry again.
Or Andy Ruiz was too hungry
Right,
before the fight and blew up to 330 pounds.
Exactly, which is my
and
next
couldn't
question.
move.
Do you think, now that you mentioned a rematch, well, before we go to that, why was it that he lost, in your opinion? And Luther said why. Why do you think he lost? Well, okay, we understand about Holyfield losing 10, and everybody losing, but why do you think he lost? Break
He
it down.
fought a great fighter. Just like when Muhammad Ali lost to Joe Frazier, you had two great fighters in 1971. Muhammad Ali got beat. You had two Olympic champions going at it. Two of the greatest fighters of all time fought last Saturday, and Anthony Joshua came up short. Now let's see what happens on the rematch.
So you think Joshua lost because of Usyk? Did Usyk win because of Usyk or because of Joshua?
Well, Usyk fought a great fight.
did.
But
He had good head
Joshua fought the wrong fight.
He sure did.
Why are you going to try to box a master boxer? You just started boxing 2 fights ago.
after him.
Go after him.
Last
He's a
week he was
cruiserweight,
a
you
master
jump on
boxer.
him.
When
Pardon
did
me?
he become a master boxer? Last week you didn't say he was a master
No, I said
boxer.
he was great.
Now all of a sudden, he's
there
a
you
Cassius
go.
Clay.
There you go, making stuff up.
You didn't say that last week.
I said I had him on a top 10 pound for pound list when he was at cruiserweight, dominating cruiserweight. I said since he's come up to heavyweight, I didn't see the power. He's been winning, but I didn't see the power.
look bad.
Did you see the master boxer? Or you
He
just seen that? Or you just seen that?
All of them, Jim. Quit trying to justify
You
the
wild
fact that you
world of
were wrong.
sports.
Listen, as I told
You
you,
circled
I
the
told you
globe
years ago that
with
Usyk
your
was a top
rhetoric.
10 pound for pound boxer. Claudio,
you did.
Jim is trying to make something that I didn't say. Years ago, I said Usyk was a
Right,
top
you
10
did.
boxer where he was dominating
But you
the
also
cruiserweight.
saw he wasn't dominating just
Yes, and I saw when he moved up to
Weatherspoon
heavyweight, he didn't have the
especially.
power to keep these guys off him. He could outbox them.
He did the other
but I
day.
said, and what did I say? I said Joshua needs to jump on him
Right.
because if he makes it go the distance, we know about Joshua's stamina issues. We know
All right,
about his
Bo
heart
Didi
and
Brown.
chin issues, Jim. You have yet to make an argument.
Man, you
just
get more
keep
people
going- you
knocked
just
out
keep
than
going at it.
Emmanuel Stewart.
Please.
Now, what
You're
would you,
wrong, and
what
you
would
won't
you
admit
do
it.
differently in the rematch? What would, because Luther mentioned about training. For me, I don't think it's physical. Besides the chin, I don't think it's physical. I think it's internal. I don't think he wants it. And especially in boxing, you have to want it because you can't take any rounds off because you'll get the hell knocked out of you.
I think-
What would you do to improve so he wins the next bout against?
Well, I
Usyk?
think you'd have seen a different fighter had he fought Tyson Fury.
Oh,
he
come
was, he
on.
was,
He would've
he
got
was studying
destroyed
Fury.
there.
He was getting up for Fury. He didn't get up for this fight. It was almost like
Jim,
Muhammad
after-
Ali against Leon Spinks. I mean,
That fight was
Usyk-
never
this
gonna
was the-
happen.
this
Well,
was
he did that on
Usyk-
purpose, Ali. I don't mean to interrupt you, but my point is this. Okay,
Did he do it on purpose against Ken Norton?
no.
Okay,
Quit
just
trying to change
No,
that.
no, I'm
But
just
again,
wondering. I'm
We're
just trying
talking
to-
about
I'm just trying to
Joshua
make a
with his
point.
second loss and his
against-
second consecutive
But Joshua,
year.
to me, if somebody, okay, me and Luther are fighting, he doesn't take me seriously. But if I start poking him in the face enough, he's going to say, oh, I got to turn it up. Am I right or wrong?
Right, and we never saw saw Joshua
Turn
click
it
that
up.
switch. We never saw.
Does he have a stamina problem? He got a stamina
He
problem.
didn't come out with energy. He didn't come out the
I
first
think he thought he was
round.
gonna blow him out of the
came
water. Am I right?
Trying to box.
Because he
He's
couldn't get
stiff.
up. He couldn't get up. He was listening to some of your shows, and you guys.
But isn't that part of
listen,
being a professional, though?
Yeah,
You have to, no matter who you're fighting. I
That
tell my
Floyd
team all the
fight was
time.
never
Just
gonna
like,
happen.
no matter
like
who-
Jersey
That
Joe,
fight was
like
never gonna
Jersey
happen.
Joe Walcott was a
Stop
professional
comparing
with
them to
18
these-
losses.
Jim, stop comparing
Yeah,
them to these
yeah.
legends.
Wait, why-
I don't want to ever hear you say Cassius Clay
There's no,
and his
other
name
than Rocky
again.
Marciano, there's nobody with a blemish.
Jim, stop trying to make comparisons. You said he was
Lennox
Cassius
Lewis
Clay.
was focused when he got clocked.
Well, but he
twice.
got was one punch. He got
It
hit.
is heavyweight boxing,
and a
you
draw.
get hit.
He
and
never
a
got
draw.
outboxed. Lennox didn't get outboxed in
He
those
got
fights.
How many ways we going to
When
see?
he got had a
How
draw,
many
he got
ways are we
outboxed.
going to see your boy lose?
Huh?
We saw him get knocked around, knocked down 4 times and quit. We saw him get outboxed in 12 rounds and sit on a stool.
He got 2
with a
losses.
busted ass. Listen, man.
I mean,
Now, if he would have lost,
Tyson
let me
got.
ask you a question. If he lost against Wilder or Fury, would you be upset with Joshua?
No, because he's fighting the
Right.
guys at the
Right.
top. He should have
Exactly.
fought Wilder years ago, and now we see why they hid him
But
from
my
Wilder.
point is,
why they hid him
Wilder
from
would have
Ortiz.
lost in the draw. Wilder may be past him this week. When Wilder gets another loss, he'll have 2 losses in the draw.
Okay, we'll
and then
see.
you'll still
and
be
you'll
talking
be wrong
Wilder.
again. All I know is I've been
He's
right
gonna beat Tyson.
these last ones.
He's gonna beat Tyson
Oh yeah.
Fury.
Oh yeah.
And your thoughts about a rematch?
Listen, Joshua, I don't know if he wants it. He has a bad eye socket, and I think we have a picture of all the UK fighters that have been getting these eye
make a good
sockets
point about that,
busted.
Luther.
It is because of their training. These guys aren't moving their head, their defense. These UK trainers need to step up their game. The guys keep their head, especially Joshua. He doesn't move his head at all during the fight.
In
Where's
Manila-
that? Can I finish, Smoking Jim, before you rudely interrupt? He's not moving his head. His head is the same place the first round as it was the 12th round, and that's why Usyk was able to hit him and bust his eye socket. I don't think he has the chin for this. As he fights better competition, he's going to continue to get exposed. Solid fighter, but he's not what you told us he was, Jim.
Better
Admit
competition
it. Admit it,
better
Jim.
competition than an
Admit it.
undefeated fighter, Olympic champion. But in Manila, Joe
you-
Frazier had
Jim,
both
we're
eyes
not-
closed.
Jim, you lost.
Joe Frazier had both eyes closed. They had to stop the fight because he couldn't even see his way back
he
to his stool.
He didn't quit, did he?
But you're
Did
talking
he
about
quit?
you're,
Did
it's
he
a
quit?
boxing.
Did
These
he
guys
quit?
get hit in the face, their eyes are going to
They
shut.
don't move their
Were you
heads.
surprised?
Joshua did not move his
Were you
head.
surprised? And we talked about this the last show. I said if he doesn't beat Usyk under 6 rounds, I said it's a disappointment. If it goes 7, 8,
And
9,
I
10,
told
12,
you I was not going to be disappointed.
why?
'Cause
Because if he's as
you
great
expect
as
to
Cassius
lose.
Clay,
This is the greatest era
No,
of
come
heavyweight
on, Jim.
boxing ever.
We went
Do I
through
gotta
this.
read? Jack Dempsey is ever. Everybody says Jack Dempsey was
Jim,
the
you
greatest
lost
of
the
all
argument.
time. He
Just-
got
just-
6
just
losses and
stop,
9
Jim.
draws.
Jim, just
were you
stop.
surprised?
Great is great.
Were you surprised?
No, because anybody
You weren't
can
shocked
get beat.
at all.
Anybody can get beat today.
But he didn't
I
get beat by
said-
1 punch. We talk about Lennox
Listen,
Lewis. He
I
got clocked
said
with 1 punch.
today,
He got dominated.
In today's boxing, anybody can beat anybody on any given day. Even Coffee, who got beat, he's capable
Yeah, but
of
he's
winning
not on
the
the level.
championship.
Jim,
Okay,
Why
let's,
isn't he on the
are
level?
you okay? Let's give him a number. Let's
He's
say
not
you got,
on a level because you guys don't see the magic of these great heavyweights.
Let's
this
say
is
Joshua-
the greatest
Making
era.
up.
Let's say
'Cause
Joshua's
you have
a 10.
CTE. You see a lot of magic. You see a lot of stars when you talk and you watch TV.
Let's
Jim.
say Joshua
we don't see
was
a lot
a
of
10.
things that you see.
Let's say we rank me and Luther didn't, but let's say you rank him at a number 10. Let's say
11.
Okay, 11. After this fight, what do you rank him?
11.
You got to be kidding.
No.
You weren't disappointed in anything about the fight.
No.
Even his
Anybody
even
can
his
get
body language after the fight was over.
He's sitting on his stool.
First thing Luther
Oh.
said, and I'll show you on the text, he didn't sell out. He didn't want it. He was okay with losing.
Even if he gets beat in the next fight, you can't take away the greatness. Just like you can't take away the greatness from Evander Holyfield with 10 losses.
Evander
he's
fought.
still great.
But Evander
We're talking
fought.
about a Hall
He's
of
in the
Famer in
prime-
Joshua.
He's
But
in
if-
the prime of his career
Right.
losing to guys.
How old is he?
31. He's 31.
No, Joshua-
Joshua's 31.
What, Evander fought the White Qual Wee? Barely beat the White Qual
But Qual was good. He was a miniature Joe Frazier.
He was a middleweight.
He was a miniature Joe
He was a
Frazier.
middleweight.
He
Jim,
kept coming.
You can try to justify it all you want. Just admit he's not who you sold us.
Is he done,
You know-
AJ?
He's not done because it's a heavyweight
He's
division.
11. It's a scale of 1 to 10.
Yeah, right.
We know you
Josh-
don't think he's done. But
Yeah, I think he can come back, but I think he's been exposed, unless he changes
Again.
some things. Yeah, because we've seen him lose a number of different ways. It's not like he got caught a couple times like
He got
Lennox Lewis.
beat.
He got dominated from round 1 to round 12 and didn't sell out. He didn't
and
turn
what did
it up.
Lennox do the next
Did he wear a
fights?
costume in the ring? Is that what happened?
I think
Did he
it
wear a
was-
costume? Did he make
came
any
in trying to
excuses?
look- he
Did
came
you
in
want him to
trying to
make
look like
excuses
Muhammad
like your
Ali.
guy? Did you want him to make excuses? It don't look like he made any excuses after the fight.
Has Fury been caught cheating numerous times? Yes. Has he gone in and
I'm talking about
ring with a
Wilder.
glove?
I'm talking about Wilder's
Well,
excuses.
I'm saying, if you're fighting a guy who's known for cheating, who's been caught with steroids, who's been suspended for steroids, who went into the ring with a detached thumb, those are all facts, Smoking Jim.
And Wilder ain't been good since he got engaged.
Well, listen. Here you go, trying to change the
I'm
subject.
just saying.
He takes you behind the
9th,
curtain.
we'll see what happens.
Well, now we always talk about the big three, but now there's another guy. Was this loss to Joshua? Because I'm not going to knock him down to rank number 10 or 9 or anything like that. He's still upper echelon of the heavyweights, but barely. But was this good for boxing? This outcome? And now there's going to be a rematch. And you said before about Fury holding up the division.
Well, of course.
Now
you
they're
know,
not going to fight again. Like Wilder, Joshua, the winner of Wilder Fury is not going to fight that fight. It's a rematch. So was this good for boxing?
Anytime you have an upset, I think it's good for boxing. Now old media is pushing this narrative. Now Usyk's the pound for pound champ. I keep hearing that over and over again for beating AJ Witherspoon and Derek Chisora. Now he's
Right.
pound for pound. Come
Right.
on, he has to do a little bit more. But old media is definitely pushing this. That Usyk is number 1 pound for pound.
What's BET pushing? Who they pushing?
We're talking old media, which is you, Jim. You push those old media narratives as well about AJ being this great guy. And I told you he was not. Certain guys are moved a certain way, and you think they're better than what they are. I said it about AJ. I said it about Vasily Lomachenko as well. They got moved a certain way.
Where was Norton moved with his 7
We're not
losses
talking.
and
You're
the
going
draw?
back.
No, I'm just asking. I'm just asking. You said guys are moved a certain
This
way.
is 2021. These guys are moved so they can get these belts. Wilder didn't have the
And
opportunity
money.
to get these belts.
Was
The
Floyd
Klitschko.
Patterson moved with his 8 losses?
There you go. Going
No, I'm
back.
just
We're talking
saying.
2021.
I'm just saying.
It's all about opportunities,
saying,
Jim.
these are Hall
You're
of
wrong,
Famers.
and you can't accept
I'm
it.
talking
Accept
about
the
Hall
truth,
of
Jim.
Famers.
Accept the truth.
I'm saying Hall of Famers.
We're talking.
If the
and
losses
Jo-
didn't
and
hurt
Anthony
them,
Joshua has to do a little more.
Huh?
Anthony Joshua needs to do a little
A lot
more to
more.
get to that level.
what, he needs to lose more or win more?
Needs to win
Because,
more
I mean,
impressive
he
win.
got a long way to
But fight
go
better
to get to some of
competition.
these Hall of Famers in the loss column.
Was this a loss? Not loss. With Usyk winning, was it good for boxing?
Oh, it's great for boxing. It was great for the heavyweight division.
I agree.
There's 20 guys, 30 guys in the heavyweight division that's impressed me.
30
Usyk,
guys.
Usyk
Jim,
is one of them.
you
You
get
got
the
two
heck outta here,
Olympic.
Jim.
You got 2 Olympic gold medal champions that fought in the same Olympic Games. Usyk been studying Joshua for a long time.
Didn't have to study
He showed
hard.
up. He was prepared. He won the game. He won the boxing
boxing
event.
match, Jim.
Now you have a rematch. It was smart to get a rematch. Everybody's looking forward to it. I tell you who wasn't disappointed. The 67,000 people who paid to attend
yeah.
to go. I mean, Joshua
Well, they weren't
is...
disappointed. They wanted their guy to win.
Well, of
the end of the
course.
fight, the
Of
stadium
course.
was empty.
And the
Of
next
course,
fight,
but
they
there's
want it
no
to be in
guarantee in the heavyweight division. There's
Especially
no
with
guarantee.
Joshua.
Well, there's no
You never know which
guarantee.
Joshua's
There's
gonna
no
show up.
guarantee by the punch. Klitschko got knocked out. Lennox Lewis got knocked out twice. But what I think what Luther's trying to say is this, and I'm trying to say the same thing. If it was a one punch shot, okay.
anybody can have it in boxing, right.
Buster with Tyson. If Buster would have been, I always hated when people said, "Oh, Buster lucked out." Now, if he'd have
Buster
knocked
put
him
it
with
on
one
him.
shot,
Buster put
okay,
it on him.
I could say he locked out. But Buster beat the hell out of him for.
Would he have beat him in a rematch?
I don't know. Physically, he could have, but did he have it
It
mentally?
depends on how much he ate. Before
Right,
he fought
mentally.
Evander,
Right.
he
The
had
Buster-
blown up.
The Buster that fought Evander, would he have been beating
No.
Mike Tyson?
No,
Okay,
no.
okay,
No.
that's all.
But the
that's all I
Buster
wondered.
that beat Tyson,
Yeah.
I don't know if anybody in the history of the heavyweight division would have beaten
Oh,
him.
here we
Maybe
go with
Usyk.
Claudio.
No,
Maybe Usyk.
no, I don't know. I never seen anybody fight a more perfect fight than
He did get put
Buck
down. He
Douglas.
did get put
Usyk-
down to get a little extra time to get out.
okay.
that fight.
Usyk looked pretty
come
good
on.
too now.
Oh, yeah, he did.
Yeah.
Luther and I were texting. Well, you were on the text too. He had good head movement.
I didn't see it.
accurate jab. Yeah, because you were crying.
You were hiding out.
He
Gateway
didn't even
lies
respond to us.
And Usyk lies.
Jim always responded to us. He didn't, and then Jim Luther said, "I think Jim disappeared." His
Jim was
accuracy
crying in the car.
Was he accurate or what?
Yes, yeah. Well,
the
and
left
it's-
was accurate.
it's
Like, but
easy.
like you said,
he doesn't
didn't
move his head. I mean, so he was throwing the same
Like a
punch
punching
in the
bag.
same area.
Yeah.
Joshua does not move his
I
head.
give
He needs
Usyk
to
credit.
change.
He was in great shape. He moved the inside because the announcers, Roy Jones said,
Roy Jones was announcing.
he was announcing,
Yes.
and they said he did a
Jim,
good
you
job.
didn't even recognize that was Roy Jones. On
I
the
didn't
mic?
see the fight. I didn't know that. You know, Roy knows something about getting knocked out.
But the first 3 rounds he was moving. They made a comment: "Is he going to be able to do this in the 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th?" And he did.
Yeah,
I
because
think Roy
Joshua-
got 8. I
Listen,
think Roy
listen,
got 8 losses too. You want to take him out of the Hall of Fame?
Listen, competition, longevity, who they fight.
Right.
But we're talking about Joshua.
And he's still early in
You
his
sold
career.
him as the greatest heavyweight
Did
of all
Roy-
time.
did- what did
You
Roy
gave
say?
him the nickname Cassius Clay. You did that
Yeah.
foolishness.
And
he
you
raised
got
him up a notch.
exposed.
He
And
raised
you got
him 11.
exposed.
Well, what did Roy say on the fight? He usually
He
brings a
said
pretty
he saw a
good
lot.
fight.
He said he saw a lot of mistakes,
Yeah.
a lot of things that Joshua needs to work on, things that I was saying.
But
So
is he
Roy,
ready?
so
Is he
Roy,
ready to work on?
so Roy gonna
I-
put Tika Hemingway down and start trading Joshua.
Joshua wants to
Is he
pay and get
gonna-
better. But Joshua seems like he's satisfied with his team, with McCracken.
He's got the
and-
money,
and he is
he's
not. And
safe.
Jim, you can say this: has he improved since
Joshua?
that Klitschko fight?
He-
Has he improved? Yes or no?
I think he's gone
since
down.
the Klitschko fight.
Hey,
yes or no?
If
Jim?
there was a Mount
That means
Rushmore,
no.
if
No,
there
don't
was
even
a
say
Mount
that.
Rushmore
Don't
of
say that.
heavyweights,
No, say that.
Joshua
Are
would
you
be
serious?
on it. Yes, yes.
in Jim's head, Jim has all kind of wild theories.
I think Usyk.
Do
hit
I
him
gotta
if he's
go
not-
through
Go
this
ahead.
list?
Give me
That
the. You know what?
list is
You know what?
trash.
Give
that list is
give us
trash. Every
the Mount
list you gave
Rushmore
us
heavyweights.
was absolute trash.
Give us the Mount Rushmore heavyweights. Go ahead.
Well, off the top of my head, I would say Cassius Clay, Anthony Joshua. No
God.
particular order.
Go ahead.
Rocky Marciano.
right.
Now there's only going to be 4, right?
Right.
And Sonny Liston.
So Lennox, Evander, Tyson, they're not on it. Jack Dempsey, who you mentioned.
I can
on
only
it.
put 4
George
on there.
Foreman.
I can only
But
put 4 on there.
over Tyson.
We gotta
I mean,
do that
over
again, Jim, 'cause
what the hell is his
You would
name?
take Rocky off that list?
No, I
No.
would take Joshua off the list.
Yeah, Joshua has no business being on that list, Jim. You're trying
Foreman,
to justify your
Evander,
insanity.
Lennox, Larry Holmes.
He's trying to justify the insanity
Jack Dempsey,
of him
Jack
putting
Johnson.
Anthony Joshua up there.
Do I need to keep going
I
on?
think I got
Mike
Larry.
Tyson.
I think I got Larry Holmes on this list. 6 losses. No, he
Yeah,
ain't getting on
but
my
look who he
Mount
lost
Rushmore.
to.
Huh?
Look who he
Jim,
lost
it's over,
to.
man.
Who did he lose to? He lost to Michael Spinks. Yeah, he
Well, he
lost
got
to
nailed. He got
twice.
screwed. He got screwed out.
Oh,
That's
there you go.
sad,
Michael
Jim.
Spinks
That's
twice, and you
sad.
want to
You
go
cannot
debate the Mount
admit you were
Rushmore?
That was an
absolutely
old
wrong
Holmes
about
against
Joshua.
Tyson.
No, he was
That's a
getting ready to go
disgrace.
past Rocky. He was getting ready to
Right,
go past
so
Rocky.
right. Well, but I'm
Got
saying,
beat twice.
But who else beat him? I mean,
He got beat 6 times.
but he was older.
Good and
He was
plenty.
old, he was 48 and
I
0.
think Tyson beat him.
He was but he
I'm
was
pretty
older.
sure I wasn't
He was-
sure.
That was
but-
old. That was
I wasn't
old.
sure.
Joshua was still
I
in
wasn't
his
sure.
prime, though.
Did Tyson beat him?
The fact is, you need to stop putting him in with that group
Last thing,
of excellent.
real
You
Hall
think
of
Michael
Famers.
Spinks could have beat Anthony Joshua?
If he'd have won, I don't think physically there's a problem with the exception of the jaw. I just
the
don't
heart.
think that's what I'm
jaw?
saying. That's not physical.
Stamina. I think stamina more than the
But that
jaw.
means you got to want it.
It's listen.
Yeah, I agree
you
with
keep
that.
bringing it. The
I don't think he
jaw,
wants it.
the stamina, the heart, and the style.
I
is
never
all
said-
wrong.
I never
he's
said
not
jaw.
a. He's not a. But
But here's the thing, real quick. If you're not going to
That's not
outbox
his style.
him, if you don't have that, then you know what you should do.
You gotta
Like one
jump
thing,
on him. He
one
should've-
thing used to bother me about Tommy Morrison. I know that was your boy. Tommy Morrison was a big guy who
Exciting
could
fights.
hit. But
Exciting
they shouldn't
fights.
have been. Every fight he used to say, well, we're going to try to take him deep. No, Tommy, that's not you. You should go in there and knock the guy out within 3 rounds. Don't play games because he didn't have stamina, if you
Yeah,
remember.
that's true.
If he fought me or
But he-
Luther or
he
Jim, he'd
has-
say, I'm going
he
to take
has-
Luther, Jim, and
He had some
Claudio
great
Thin."
fights, though, man.
Yeah, but he should have, like against Mercer, he was doing well, but then Mercer caught him. Your game is not
he took some wicked
distance.
shots against
Muhammad
Mercer.
could go the distance. You know, a lot of those guys could go the distance.
Well, they tell me Tommy Morrison has some of his greatest fights in prison.
Okay, maybe. Well, last thing on this. But my point is, like Luther said, he
They
just
all
stands there.
count.
But you got to do something. He's not going to change. He's not going to change. That's who he is. Like Wilder, he's not going to change. This is who
And
you
you're
are.
wrong.
He's not going
And
to
you're-
change.
Okay. And when you're wrong, I'm gonna have both of you guys.
You said
I can't
Wilder
wait.
changed?
We'll
He
see.
ain't gonna change.
We'll see what happens October 9th.
As soon as he gets hit,
But
he
he,
ain't gonna change.
he stopped training in the hotel room. Now he's
It's
in a
not
real
the hotel
gym.
room. All right, Jim.
So who do you like in the rematch between Joshua and Usyk?
You know what? I thought Anthony Joshua was going to jump on him.
Yeah.
At this point, unless he changes trainers, I think if he tries to box Usyk again,
He's
Usyk
gonna have
is
to
gonna
jump
win.
on him right away,
He's
'cause
going to
he's
have
not-
to jump on
He's
him
never-
and go old
He's
school.
never going
Right.
to answer the question. He's
And I said
flip-flopping.
Usyk.
What do you think?
Mr. Butterworth. if he changed trainers,
Which
if he do
doesn't.
this,
he has to change his style.
You
He
know
thinks
what I
he's a
mean?
boxer now. He came in there
if he
dressed
goes
like
8 months like
Claudio,
Rocky Marciano
he
in
comes
training
in there
camp,
dressed like
if he
Muhammad
runs
Ali and
15
then tried to
miles,
box like him.
Yeah, no.
No,
if he
Anthony
runs
Joshua.
15 miles in
He heard,
army
that's right.
boots,
He heard Smoking Jim call him Cassius Clay.
And he listened
went in
to
there,
it.
tried
But
to
his
dress like him
trainers
with the white and
should have
black
stopped him.
trunks.
Am I right or wrong?
That's
Or they
how
got
they
a bunch of
train.
yes men.
But he listened to Smoking Jim, tried to dress like Muhammad Ali, and tried to fight like
Well,
him. And it
They're
was all
watching the
wrong.
Boxing Authorities powered by Vive Television Network.
well, next fight,
That's what they're doing.
next fight, he's going to do like Ali and have Farrakhan in his corner, so that should help. Allah will help him. Hey, listen, this is a guy. Talent, cream always rises to the top. This is a guy. I disagree with you guys that he's not a hungry fighter. As
Did
you
he look
see
hungry
there's-
that fight? Did
Well,
he look
there's-
hungry to me?
Yeah, Jersey Joe Walcott
We're
had
not
18
talking
losses.
about walk.
I'm just saying.
Quit moving the goalposts.
You keep
When
interrupting
see,
me.
Jim,
You keep interrupting
because
my
You
point.
won't change. I'm trying to keep you on topic, Jim.
I'm just saying.
I know what all your
Cream
CTE is.
rises-
We got to keep bringing you to the topic.
Cream rises to the top. Mount Rushmore will rise up. Anthony Joshua will win his
your humble
championship
pie.
for the 3rd time. And time Muhammad Ali, didn't Ali win it 3 times?
Yeah, but Vander had it, I think, 4 or 5.
Oh my goodness, we talking punch drunk.
Oh, see.
We-
Leave Evander
So,
alone.
so you think he's going to win the?
oh yeah, cream rises to the top.
All right. Okay.
What
Well,
you think?
That's right. I didn't answer it. I'm with if he comes in like he wants it, like he did against Ruiz, but he I don't want to say he ran against
he
Ruiz,
started
but Ruiz
boxing.
ate
You
like hell.
flip-flopping
He's
like
like crazy.
He started
I'm
boxing.
be honest with you. I'm going to say Usyk's going to win a rematch.
Well, we got a sticker bet on that.
Well, I'm ready. We'll go to that one restaurant where they don't take cash. No, they take cash, not the cards. Like that.
Yeah.
All right, I brought cash today. All right, we're going to a different place anyway. And if you become a sponsor, we'll mention you on our show or underwriter. Anyway, all right. Well, when we come back, we're going to talk about another fight before the fight: Canelo and Plant. The presser was pretty exciting. Right back with the Boxing Authorities. Welcome back to the Boxing Authorities. And didn't I tell you that Luther was all shook up? Huh? I knew that by talking to him over the weekend. He was all shook up. But that was a good topic. I hope you guys enjoyed that. Canelo and Plant are starting their presser for their November fight. And they got into it. And all of a sudden, Plant has a little cut under his right eye because he had glasses on. And he said something to Canelo. And Canelo popped him. Your thoughts about that altercation?
Oh, well, you gotta rewind this. Canelo Plant. That's gonna be a great fight. But I love Plant.
Oh, he
here
can
we
take
go. He had Canelo Alvarez all out of pocket. When have we seen him act like this?
I like this
On
guy
the
in the
mic.
yellow, like he was
Yeah,
gonna do something.
who's that guy, man? Sit him down,
Look
jumping
at
out
him.
like he's gonna
Cocking
throw
the Riz.
something.
Look at
that
him.
was hilarious.
Look at that. He got to get a better shirt too. But anyway,
Caleb Plant, verbally attacked Canelo, and Canelo couldn't handle it. He beat him up mentally. He called him a drug treat, which he is. He called his camp a camp full of cheaters, which they are. And and Caleb Plant, this is why he's one of my favorite fighters. He talked the talk, he's walking the walk. You know what I mean? He had Canelo on the mic. You're a cheater. Quit making excuses.
I never heard him
Quit
speak so
making
much English.
As I told
Yeah,
you
you told me.
before,
All right.
a lot of things with Canelo are fake. The fact that all of a sudden he moves up in weight, has more power and more stamina than he ever did. A lot of things with Canelo are questionable in my eyes. And I think Caleb Plant has the right mentality. These guys...
He's not intimidated by him.
He's not intimidated. Everybody else who came up with Canelo, thank you, Canelo,
Yeah,
for the
you
fight.
can't do that.
It's an honor to fight you. Caleb just ripped him up mentally. And I think when we have the fight, he's going to take it to Canelo. And I like his chances.
You think you're really
Listen,
going out
he
on a
has
limb.
advantages.
You're really
He's
going out on a
bigger.
limb.
He has the longer reach. He has to do what he has to do to keep him
Can
out
you
there.
make it this?
I'm
can you
going
make
with
it-
Caleb Plant.
Okay, all right.
I'm
thank
going
you.
with the
Thank
upset,
you.
Smoking
'Cause
Jim.
You said you think. That don't mean that you could.
Well, we know
you
that's a
reserving
big
the
word
right
for
to
you,
change
Jim.
your-
I know Caleb Plant was talking that talk, and I loved it, man. He's one of the best out there. Verbally, he has all the skills. They call him sweet hands for a reason, and those sweet hands are going to be all over Canelo Alvarez. I'm looking forward to it.
Thoughts, Jim, on the presser?
Well,
And not only the presser, I'm sorry, but will it carry over into the fight, the after effects of the presser?
I wouldn't be surprised if Caleb Plant is paralyzed after this fight. You know what I mean? Rocky Marciano almost paralyzed the guy. He had to get both arms
Carmine
operated
Dingo.
on. Yeah.
Carmine Vingo.
Listen, this is Caleb Plant is a hot dog. He's a clown, and now he got a filthy mouth. Listen, kids
Filthy
is watching
mouth, the
this.
truth.
He's MFing at a press conference. You get up in Canelo's face. Listen, that's what happened with Ali and Joe Frazier fight.
here you go.
In front of Howard
Cosell.
Cosell. You're only going to take so much. It ain't getting in his head. He's a filthy mouth, MF, and they should have threw him out of that press conference. You know what I mean? This guy was Bush League. Caleb
stop.
Plant is Bush League. Listen,
League.
Canelo's going to take him to school. There's no place. Kids are watching that. There's no reason to MF anybody
Did you not hear
in the press conference.
Canelo was just doing it to Demetrius Andrade after his
But nobody
last fight.
understood him, though.
After his last fight, he was saying the same thing. Now all of a sudden he
I'm
doesn't know
we're
what
talking
MF
about
means.
this. We're talking about this. And we're
Verbally
talking about the beating.
Destroyed him.
Plant has never impressed me. He's a hot dog.
But do you
He's
think
a
that the
clown.
fact that he stood up to Canelo and actually took a swing at him and was not going to back down like Luther said, everybody else was just giving
Oh,
him a
yeah,
ton of
everybody's tough when somebody was going to break it up. Yeah,
Well-
I thought he should have got kicked. If I was the promoter, I'd have kicked him out. If I'd have suspended him, I'd have took his money, and I might have called the fight off. He don't deserve a title fight. He's not. His character is within question. When
How
you're
is it- how?
MFing
It's
for
a
no
press conference.
reason,
It's a fight.
No, when
It's
you
not-
don't
he's
have
not
to
in church.
MF.
He's not in church at a
Do you
podium.
want your kids
Stop
watching
Jim.
that?
Do you know how?
Or
listen,
you
there was-
you got grandkids now? I know your
Listen.
son been going 3 weeks. So
Hey Jim,
I'm not
watch
sure.
it. Watch it, Jim. You've never seen anybody come at Canelo
That's
like
what I'm
that,
saying.
and
Right,
I
exactly.
loved it. He's
Fighters
following
come at each
Floyd
other.
Mayweather.
Now. Big Baby and all that, they come at people
We're
all the
talking
time.
about guys going against
But nobody
Canelo.
would've did
Most
that to
of those,
Canelo.
most of those guys are just happy to get a paycheck and lay down.
They make Canelo like Ali.
He
oh my
is.
God.
He is.
Oh,
He is.
He's nowhere near.
One of the greatest of all time.
Look what happened to the last guy you said was the greatest of all time. He got the hell knocked out of
Well,
him last week.
if Canelo didn't have red hair, y'all would like it. This country hate red hairs.
I like guys who
Andy
don't-
Dalton
I like
got
guys
benched.
who don't get suspended
How did
for
that work out
BED?
when Andy Dalton got benched? Did that work out good for Chicago?
I like fighters who don't get suspended for PED use. Once you get that, I rip you repeatedly.
You didn't like him before that. 'cause
I
of
was
the red
fine
hair.
with
I
him.
do think
But once
that
he got
Plant-
that, I lost a lot of respect, just
do
like I
think
did with
Plant
Big Baby.
Has the ability. I thought Saunders had the ability to do it too, but he didn't do it.
I knew he was getting knocked out.
But I think Plant
Another-
definitely
another
he's
UK
young.
bum. Another
He's young,
UK
who can move, who can hit, and he doesn't fear Canelo at all. And I think that plays a big role. Do you?
Yeah, you can't compare a guy like Billy Joe Saunders. They call him Billy.
I thought he was going to do better.
Yeah, I didn't think so. I'm surprised it lasted that long. I thought Billy Joe was going to
Hey,
be out of here in
Claudio.
2 or 3
Hey,
rounds.
Claudio. Hey, Claudio.
Caleb Plant is 10 times better
Hey,
than a Billy Joe
Luther. Hey,
Saunders.
Luther. Hey, Luther. When I was 11 years old, there's a bully in the neighborhood that was 14. He was tough.
Michael
And
Moore?
he came after me. I said, I'm not scared of you. He said, you don't got to be scared to get your butt kicked. He beat me after death. So, yeah, not being scared, brother. I learned the lesson.
Listen, Caleb's going
I ain't scared of
ever mess
you.
with him again?
They had to carry me home.
Caleb is going to shock the world
I think so.
and make it a great fight, and I think he has a great chance of winning it. He has advantages. He's bigger. He's longer.
You
Keep
think
on
it
answering.
again.
He can move.
You
Yeah,
think
he
it
can
again.
move.
He can
You
move.
think it
Move.
again.
So Canelo likes those guys who just stand in front and he could just well.
He
And
beats
they do.
everybody.
And they do.
He
And
beats everybody. He beats everybody. He's turned pro at 15. He beat everybody, every
But
style.
look
There
he
you
fought.
go. We're not talking back in Mexico when he turned 15 and fought 20.
You
of
don't
those
think it's a
fights.
disadvantage of a guy turning pro at 15?
Well, he's not 15 now. We're
Could you
talking
turn pro at
currently.
15?
Listen.
Give him credit. Give credit where credit is
He got some
due.
wins.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
no
nice.
question.
He turned pro
But
in
his-
Mexico.
But again, I think, and I think Luther agrees, this style of Plant not only is going to give Canelo problems, but the fact that he's not going to lay down, he's not going to fear him. I'm not
no
saying he
fear
doesn't
of Caleb.
respect
No,
him.
he's going to be carried out. He's going to be carried
I
out.
don't see it. I really don't.
He's
I
going to
really
be carried. He's going to punish this clown. Caleb Plant may not fight again, man. He's going to get punished.
Listen, the only thing Caleb Plant has had some stamina issues.
I'm going to
in the
Claudio's
past,
to watch that
you know,
fight.
and we know.
How about you, Luther? You going to come up with another excuse not to
I'm
go?
gonna be there for that one because I want to see Caleb Plant put on a show.
I didn't
against
invite
Canelo
them.
Alvarez.
Though. I didn't invite them. Last week I invited him. I got him and all. I don't know if I'm inviting them to that one. I am inviting them to the fight we're going to talk about next when we come back after our break. The event with Riddick Bowe, Paulie Malignaggi, and Jennifer Lopez's ex-husband, and I think Smoking Jim's got something to do with it. But we're right back with the boxing authorities. On October 2nd, the original fight was Riddick Bowe against Lamar Odom. And I think, fortunately, as we said before, they pulled Riddick Bowe out of that match. Yes. And the guy that they have replacing him, I think they could have picked somebody better. But his name is Ojani Hoa or something like that. He married Jennifer Lopez. So now somehow he got involved in the mix.
Maybe it's many exes.
Maybe it's the battle of the jilted ex-husbands like the Kardashians with Odom. But I don't think it's going to have, and I don't think it's going to have the same sex appeal. But again, I'm glad that Riddick Bowe isn't fighting. But he is going to be the referee for the Paulie Malignaggi Corey B fight. Which, you know, first of all, talk about the Odom and this Ojani guy. I mean, what do you think about it?
You know, I've never seen this Ojani guy, but Lamar Odom, you know, he destroyed Aaron Carter with that long 80-inch, 90-inch reach that he had. And I think he'll do the same with this guy, you know. It's just another celebrity boxing match, but Odom all day.
Would you rather see Smoking Jim fight?
I'd love to see Jim in it.
Because you know Jim with the Kardashians, he'll stick up for the Kardashians.
He'll fight all day.
I love
Lamar
Kim.
versus Smoking Jim would be classic.
And your thoughts about that fight?
Well, first of all, I would love to see, I would pay $20,000 to see if my good friend Quan Kimbrough and Bo could race at 100 and stay in the lane. I would lay that money down. Hey, listen, man.
Okay.
You know, Riddick Bowe is damaged goods, man. I don't even want him refereeing the fight, man.
Almighty.
Hey, listen, this is all good stuff for boxing. You know, I'm glad, you know what I mean? I'm willing to pass the hat around for Riddick Bowe, you know, whatever you guys want to do. There's a lot of guys that need a little help, or Riddick needs some help. But I like the celebrity boxing.
You know, we've said this before. When Jim says, my good friend or my best friend,
Something's
look out
coming.
because he's going to blast you.
You know,
He's
we
gonna
got to worry,
blast
but
you.
now when that bell rings, we got to hope Riddick Bowe doesn't think he's fighting again and
Oh, man.
ends up throwing a punch at one of the fighters.
I
That's
know.
the
Well,
only
him
thing
and
we gotta
Paulie
work
from
on.
Brooklyn, so I think he'll stick
Okay,
up for
so
Paulie.
Corey B better look out.
Yeah, but yeah, so I'm looking forward to that fight. I'm a huge Paulie Malignaggi fan. He was on my show on ClaudioRelsano.com. But anyway, I am looking forward to that fight, and I think it'll be entertaining. But what I don't understand is these guys. Now, the Paul brothers have done it the right way. They've actually trained and went at it for months, and they're getting better. This Corey B, all of a sudden, he's going to go in the gym, I think, 3 times a week, and he's going to fight a guy who is a very, very intelligent boxer and has been in the ring since he was 15, 16 years old, 2 world titles, and he thinks he's going to do something to him?
Yeah, I don't know. He's not going to have any what was that, baby powder to smile.
Yeah, no, now
Paulie's
it's-
going to be looking at him eye to eye. It's not going to be the back of it. So it could get ugly. It depends on how bad Paulie wants to do some damage to this guy.
Right, it's
So,
exactly.
you know, we'll see. I think Paulie's going to go easy on him. He may hit him with a
What?
couple hard shots.
You know, he's kind of talked about that a little
He's
bit.
not
And
gonna take it
If
to
I
Corey
if I were him, and
Corey-
I didn't tell him, go after him, hell with it, because if it's a bout, people are going to say, oh man, you let some YouTuber. I think Paulie, once the bell rings and those instincts take over, Paulie's going to dominate the hell out of
And
him.
Corey B could just take a knee and go out, you know.
Yeah, I
Fake
think
an
Paulie's
injury.
going to dominate him.
Fake an injury.
Paulie was a great
So,
athlete with great feet, quick hands, good head movement.
He could really do some damage.
Yeah.
So what you're saying is Paulie's going to punish him for getting under his skin, but when it comes to Canelo, it's a problem if somebody got under
No,
his
we didn't
skin.
say it was a problem.
Two professionals.
No, we didn't say it was a problem. We just said we didn't have a problem with it at all. I'm just saying back to that thing. We just think that the fight fighters who fought Canelo. Look, this is boxing, man. Even one thing, even in baseball, I never liked at the end of the game, good luck, or congratulations. Nah, hell with that. We're playing against each other. I'm trying to win. You're trying to win. You don't like me, I don't like you. Now, there's respect in the ring after the fight. I get that. And there's some promotional
I seen
stuff.
something on the internet, and I would bench this guy
had
for
your glasses on?
A high school kid caught cramps, and the opposing player stretched him out. Remember that?
Oh, I
Luther?
saw that, yeah.
He would never play for me again. I don't blame
But I
him.
mean, the Canelo Plant thing, we're talking back to that. I'm talking about the attitude the Plant has. He ain't playing. He wants to win. He doesn't.
loving that
He
Let
doesn't.
that hot dog fool you.
Well, he can hot dog it.
Gotta
He
put
can
some
though.
respect on Caleb
He can.
Plant.
He can do it.
Everything that he has one of the greatest stories in
He does.
boxing.
He does.
What's the story?
currently.
What's the story?
His-
What's the
He
clown
had, he had a
story?
child that was killed. His mom was
mother
killed
was
by the police. He promised his daughter that he would be a world champ and accomplish that goal.
Came
He
from
got
nowhere.
it from the mud.
Came from nowhere.
And so,
Come on,
and
man.
so that's what makes him go around in MF at press
He's
conferences
got it through the
and
mud.
act a
This is
fool.
boxing.
And
This-
act a
he's not
fool.
preaching at a church. This is boxing, Jim.
Hey, Buster
I don't
Douglas
wanna hear
had
that,
one of the
Jim. I
best
don't wanna hear
stories,
that.
but he showed class everywhere he went.
did.
When he dedicated to his mom, he was a classy guy.
He's
he
fighting.
wasn't an a-hole.
Listen, Caleb Plant has to take that mentality. He is a guy that
That's
he's
what he has
fighting.
to
He
do.
doesn't know what he has in his system. He know that he's failed PED tests in the past. This guy is putting everything in his body to destroy you.
But the
you
big
have to have
question-
that
big
mentality.
question is-
and AJ should
What's
have that
what's
mentality
the
as well.
quickest route for the ambulance to get him to the hospital after the
They-
fight?
we're going to
He
hear
knows
on,
he's in
on
a war.
worldwide
He
TV.
knows he's in a war.
Are you guys coming over for the Malnati
yeah.
fight?
Yeah,
All
we'll
right.
be there.
Are you coming over for the Malnati fight?
I don't know how long I'll
He might
stay,
get
but I'll be
lost.
there.
Well, I didn't want you to stay all night now. I just want
He
you to
may
watch the
get
fight.
lost.
All right.
Well, we're going to have our popular segment, Mailbag. Okay, this is Tom from Pittsburgh, talking about Buster Douglas. Some people thought that Buster beat the count when Tyson knocked him down. The outside person counted the 10 count. Do you think there should be, I don't know if we did this question before, we'll do it
No,
again.
it's the first one.
First time, okay. Do you think there should be an outside guy counting, because as soon as Buster hit, that guy started going 1, 2. The referee had to make sure Tyson went, because Luther makes it sound like it was like the Dempsey long count or
It was
whatever.
long. It was
It
a long
wasn't
count.
long.
It was a long count. It was
Buster
over
could have
10.
got up at 3.
It wasn't as
Buster
long
did
as
this
Fury's
smart-
count
Okay.
in that first Wilder fight.
What was
But
it?
it was
What's
a
your
long
boy's
count.
name? Jack Reese.
Jack Reese.
Okay. But do you think there should be 2 people counting? I personally think referees should be doing it. That's it. Not somebody from the outside.
Yeah, I mean, I think the referee should do it, but sometimes he has to get the other fighter under control.
Right.
So somebody from the outside usually starts
But
the
the
count.
fighter
and he
should go.
continues it.
The fighter should go right to the corner. As soon as he knocks him down, he should go to
Yeah,
the corner.
but these
Don't
guys
waste
are
time.
pumped up with
True,
adrenaline,
true,
and sometimes you're still fighting, and you're in that mode. Oh, I knocked him down. Go over. So somebody on the outside usually keeps counting, and the referee keep.
You like one or two
continues.
guys?
I like 2. It
Okay,
gotta
I
be
like
2.
1.
No, I don't like anybody outside counting. I like a computer to do it. That way we get it right.
And then they still get it
But
wrong.
I agree.
You'd have
But
way
I
more.
agree with you that Buster could have got up whenever he wanted.
Yeah, he remember he had his glove on the mat, like saying, "Damn, I got knocked down. I
He
got
got
caught."
it.
Then
He
again,
got a
I
little
thought
extra
Archie
time.
Moore could have got up, and Jersey Joe Walker could have got up when
No,
Rocky
Jersey
hit
Joe
him.
No.
couldn't have.
Jersey
Moore
Joe
could have,
was
but he
destroyed.
said, "The hell with it." He said, "I ain't getting up again." Okay, this is Jonah from Cleveland. It looked like Ali had touches of Parkinson's prior to the Holmes fight. Should his team not have allowed him to fight?
Oh, it's obvious, and a great documentary everybody should check out, the Ali documentary on PBS.
PBS, Ken Burns.
Yes, he definitely fought too long. Muhammad Ali was the greatest. I've always said this, but he was abused and taken advantage by so many promoters.
Herbert
The
Muhammad.
Nation of Islam took a lot of advantage of him. Yes, he fought way too long. He should not have fought that fight, and there were a few more before that he shouldn't have fought. Definitely.
Did he
should
ever
not
get
have
his
taken
belt
that.
back when Bundini Brown sold it for drugs?
Do you think his team should have done something about it?
Well,
I know Freddie Pacheco
first,
was very upset.
I was
about it.
talking about the Jersey Joe second fight.
Oh yeah, you're right. You're right
He could've
there.
got up.
You're right there.
Yeah,
He didn't wanna get
I usually am. I'm a boxing authority, but yeah. Listen, no, Muhammad Ali. I thought after Larry Holmes was time to retire. Up
He
until
shouldn't
then,
have
he
fought
was
Larry
fine.
Holmes.
Yeah, he was slurring the words back.
Yeah,
then.
I mean, why? Well, you give him a chance.
They should. Well, they,
Let him
they
go
should
out
not
on his
He had
shield.
forget
that-
about
that
the
fight-
team.
The medical staff should not
commission.
have approved that
commission
fight.
should
You
have let him.
pocket counting his money. He needed
I'm
that
just
money
saying, he
for the nation.
mentally, just like we said, Riddick Bowe should have been able to, and I said Evander should not have been able to fight. And what happened? He's stumbling all over, throwing punches, almost flew out the ring.
10 tender heart.
No, but I mean, again,
You're
the
almost
commission,
60.
the
You're
commission
almost 60.
is so,
You
especially the
shouldn't be
Vegas
fighting,
commission.
Jim
was
wants
very-
somebody to get carried out of the stretcher.
The
well,
Vegas-
October 9th, you might see it.
I wouldn't
Fury
lose
better-
sleep.
Fury better be on notice.
But the Vegas commission was always known for being very hard on who they let fight, but they let Muhammad fight, and they should not have let him do that.
Yeah.
Because the team shouldn't have let him do it.
disagree.
But the commission itself. Well, another, as our final round. We should start using that. Thank you so much for tuning in to Boxing Authorities. We hope you enjoy watching us as much as we enjoy presenting this show to you. Thank you so much for tuning in to Boxing Authorities.